Hello everybody and welcome back for some weekly VR news. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. So this week is basically going to be business as usual. There's nothing major going on. We have a few new releases, a bunch of announcements, and a really cool look at how good mixed reality can get, but nothing else. No new hardware, nothing crazy, no ups or downs, pretty much just a basic, steady, okay to round out the month type of weekly news update. So let's not waste any time. There are of course links and timestamps if you want to skip ahead, but before we jump in, this video is brought to you by my sponsor Kiwi Design. Have you added about 15 accessories to your Quest 2 and it no longer fits in the official case? Well, don't worry because Kiwi has you covered. Kiwi's brand new carrying case guarantees to fit 9 accessories. There's pockets for extra cables, an ample amount of padding and a hard exterior to help protect your device, plus a nice sleek black water resistant design. There's a link in the description to their website, and don't forget to use discount code Mateo311 for 5% off and to help support my channel. Okay, so let's start off like normal with the check-in, and that's what have I been up to in the VR world? Well, as you can see, I'm testing out the big screen Beyond. It's finally here, I have them, and my feelings are mixed, but we'll get into that at a later date. I really want to, just test them a lot with a whole bunch of different games before I give you my opinion. I don't want to just, put them on for 20 minutes and be like, not for me. Sorry guys, don't buy them. No, I'm really, running it through its paces, seeing where it shines the most, and what I'm not so happy about. VR is always about pros and cons. Now, additionally, I was going to be in a contractor showdown tournament with some other content creators, but I was away for the weekend, so I missed that. So not much more to report in terms of what have I been up to. So let's just see what is releasing this week, but I do need to start off with a game from last week that I actually missed. The action roguelike survival title Bootstrap Island is currently available for PC VR. You'll play as the sole survivor of a 17th century shipwreck who must quickly learn to adapt to survive on this new mysterious island. The game features a dynamic open world that definitely won't hold your hand and adjust to how you play. It's designed for short, intense sessions, and you never know if it's going to be the wildlife or something else that'll be your demise. Now, this title's still in early access, but the first reviews are looking pretty solid. Now, moving into this week's new releases, unfortunately, we only have one title to go over, and that's Heartshot VR. Heartshot is self-described as a story-driven VR espionage thriller. Now, I'm not sure about that, but I will say the trailer looks pretty damn good. It's a back-to-basics single-player shooter where all of the focus remains on fast-paced combat and intense gameplay moments. Now, this title's also planning to release in early access, so I expect there will be a few rough edges, but soon enough we'll find out if this game is just a case of a great trailer, or if it actually delivers on that intense action and storytelling. I'm truly intrigued and definitely plan to check this game out. Okay, so like I said, not a lot of new releases this week, but I do have plenty of new announcements and game updates to go over, so let's not waste any time and start with a really cool looking one, Zombie Army VR. Now, this game is actually being published by Rebellion, but is actually being developed by XR Games, the same studio that gave us Zombieland Headshot Fever. Now, I'm sure you guys are thinking exactly what VR needed is yet another zombie shooter. I mean, I guess it's the most popular genre for a reason, it kind of never gets old, and we do keep buying these games after all. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Zombie Army series, it features that same kill cam from Sniper Elite, and it definitely doesn't take itself too seriously, as the previous flat screen games had you fighting zombie Hitler. And in the latest VR version, you could go in solo or with a co-op buddy, where you're basically running around Europe in charge of zombie cleanup. Now, I'm pretty sure this game will deliver a fun time, but I hope it does something special to stand out. Now, speaking of a game that does something special, we just got the release date and pricing information for Wanderer Fragments of Fate. The game is now set to release on June 27th for all major platforms. This updated version will include major enhancements plus all new content, but unfortunately, it's not free for those who originally bought the game. Instead, PlayStation VR and Steam owners who purchased the original Wanderer can get 20% off on the new title. So they'll end up needing to spend $40 to replay an enhanced version of a game that released in 2022. Now, that's a hard sell in my opinion, but overall, Wanderer was an excellent title, featuring beautiful visuals, challenging puzzles, and a compelling storyline. So I'm definitely ready to jump back in, travel through time, and also see just how good those new updates really are. Now, the studio also announced that they're working on a sequel, Wanderer 2: The Seas of Fortune. Now, obviously, there's not much information about this game just yet, and I'm sure it'll be a while before we hear anything new. Now, staying on the topic of upcoming titles, Medieval Dynasty New Settlement is coming to the Quest on March 27th. This is a spin-off of the flat screen title that offers a unique blend of sandbox, role-playing, simulation, and exploration. You'll start with humble beginnings and a goal of just survival. But if you continue to play your cards right, you'll not only build your own medieval settlement, but maybe even a lasting dynasty. Generally, my go-to game is not a survival title, but years ago I did fall in love with The Forest, and if this is done right, I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy it. Now, the last 3 games we're going over today all offer up something unique. The first is the Lemming-style puzzle game, Humanity. Humanity originally released on PlayStation VR 2 and Steam VR, but next month, questers will finally get to experience this one. Now, I definitely enjoyed working as a shepherd dog, guiding droves of mindless people to their ultimate destination. Just when you think you have a perfect handle on this game, it'll throw you a curveball or give you a new skill, and the next thing you know, all of the people are mindlessly marching off a cliff. So if you enjoy puzzle games and don't get frustrated when things go sideways out of nowhere, you should definitely go check out Humanity because it's a truly unique experience. And speaking of unique, the developers of Pixel Ripped are releasing a free-to-play soccer game that features cats. Now, originally the game was going to feature dinosaurs, but they eventually settled on cats, and I have to say that's a huge mistake. Dinosaurs are just way cooler than cats. Who likes cats? Alright, joking aside, it sounds like this is going to be something almost like Rocket League, because they're talking about the verticality that cats have. They could jump and do maneuvers, so it's going to be like a wacky soccer game. There's not much more information besides that. So we'll wait and see what happens. It sounds like it could be cool. You never know. Some of these games just, catch on out of nowhere like Gorilla Tag. And speaking of games catching on, the asymmetrical PvP title Mannequin is now in open alpha. It's basically an extra creepy version of Prop Hunt, where the props are actually stealth aliens that can kill you, and the other team is agents with specialty tools designed to track down these creatures. I've only played 1 round so far, which isn't enough to come up with an overall opinion, and it is still a very early build after all, but if you've tried it, let me know what you think down in the comments, and if you want to give it a try, go head over to their Discord and download it for free. Now let's finish off with today's main topic, and that's a demo from Meta that shows off just how good mixed reality can actually be. The Cryptic Cabinet is a mixed reality escape room designed to show off all the different pass-through features and best practices. This includes items like spatial anchors, co-location, pass-through color mapping, and more. So multiple different people can be sharing and interacting with the same experience. Ideally, the virtual elements will blend seamlessly into the world, and features like color mapping will make the experience truly immersive. Now, I've spoken about mixed reality plenty of times on this channel, and for the most part, it's never really impressed me. Like, I feel like there's definitely something there, and in the future, it's going to be amazing, but right now, it's still in that early VR gimmicky stage. Plus, there's also no money in it right now, so until someone puts a lot of money behind it and makes a really big product, we're not going to see anything amazing. That's why the first-party stuff is usually the best, so demos like this from Meta do excite me. They show you, really what the technology can do. They hand it off to people, say, look, you can do cool things. And finally, developers are like, you're right, I want to try that. And we get more and more robust experiences. So I'm finally getting more excited for mixed reality. Now, in terms of other updates, the version 63 is on Meta's PTC, their public test channel, and people have been playing around with it. There are some cool things on the way. They look like they might be tying into either the Quest Lite or just Meta trying to be more like the Apple Vision Pro. Now, I'm sure these have been in development for a while, and Boz even said the same, so it's not like they're trying to play catch up for the Apple Vision Pro, but it just, timing wise, it seems that way. Basically, they're doing a lot of UI and UX changes, so you'll be able to move your screens around in different places, not just kind of have them locked in the bar the way they are now. Again, more options to kind of make it more like the Apple Vision Pro, but we know they needed a user interface update for the longest of times, so glad to see that's coming. Additionally, it looks like there's more updates for ways of controlling your headset based on voice commands and gaze control. Now, the Quest 3, Quest 2, and looks like the Quest Lite eventually won't have eye tracking, so gaze control will be, where directly you're staring. If you remember the Valve Index or even the original Vive, there was an option where you can click things by looking at them and then pressing a button under the headset. So you would press this, you'd see a little dot, and then you could kind of look around and use it to click. So maybe gaze detection is something similar to that. So overall, yeah, it looks like they're preparing for more changes to kind of get the Quest more into the general use cases besides just gaming. I'm all for it. Like I said, it's not my number one use case, but I always like new features. I want to see VR grow. This is a great pathway, and I'm excited. So if you guys don't know, you can always enter into the public test channel if you kind of want to get into these new beta experiences, what's coming down the pipeline. But sometimes they don't work right. Something goes wrong with your headset. You got to roll back, stuff like that. So it's not for everyone. It's more for the, the tinkerers or the extra curious among us. And that right there was today's video. If you have any questions or comments, drop them. I'd love to hear them. I love getting back to you guys. If you enjoyed this, thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, just like this kid said.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for my daddy.
Good job.
Bye.